Atlantic Typhoon. Hurricane Katrina was the deadliest and most destructive Atlantic tropical typhoon in 2005. Hurricane Katrina is the seventh most intense Atlantic hurricane ever recorded. Hurricane Katrina formed over the Bahamas on August 23, 2005, and crossed southern Florida as a moderate Category 1 hurricane, causing some deaths and flooding there before strengthening rapidly in the Gulf of Mexico. Tropical typhoons can be up to 600 miles across and have winds going in an inward spiral and upward speeds of 75 to 200 miles per hour. Average hurricanes last for over a week and gathers heat and energy through contact with warm ocean water. The National Weather defines a hurricane as an intense tropical weather system. We define circulation and sustained winds of 74 miles per hour or higher. There are three hurricane stages of development: tropical depression to tropical storm to hurricane. Three stages of development. Tropical depression. When a cluster of thunderstorms organizes under the right atmospheric conditions for a long enough time with sustained winds of 38 miles per hour or lower. Tropical storm. A tropical depression that has intensified to the point where its maximum sustained winds are between 39 to 73 miles per hour. During this time, the storm itself becomes more organized and begins to become more circular in shape. Hurricane develops from the tropical storm as surface pressures continue to drop and sustained wind speeds reach 74 miles per hour or higher, with a pronounced rotation around the central core. Katrina happened during the Atlantic hurricane season, which was from June 1st to November 30th. Hurricane Katrina did severe flooding damage to Gulfport, Mississippi, New Orleans, Louisiana, and the areas in between. With extensive damage to the Superdome roof, more than 10,000 people sought shelter from the storm. Life in Florida and Cuba. Hurricane Katrina first made landfall on August 25, 2005 in southern Florida, where it was a Category 1 hurricane with 80 miles per hour winds. There were 14 fatalities reported in Florida as a result of Hurricane Katrina. In Florida, Panhandle, 77,000 customers lost power. Although Hurricane Katrina stayed well to the north of Cuba on August 29th, it brought tropical storms, winds, and rainfall of over 8 inches to western regions of the island. Telephone and power lines in Cuba were damaged and around 8,000 people were evacuated in the Pinar del Rio province. According to Cuban television reports, the coastal city of Surderio de Parabano was 90% underwater. Life in Louisiana. On August 29th, Hurricane Katrina made landfall near Burroughs Trumpet, Louisiana, with 125 miles per hour winds as a strong Category 3 storm. Hurricane Katrina also brought heavy rain to Louisiana, with 8 to 10 inches falling on a wide swath on the eastern part of the state. As a result to the rainfall and storm surge, the level of Lake Pontchartrain rose and caused insignificant flooding along its northern shore, affecting communities from Slidell to Mandeville. Several bridges were destroyed, including the twin-span bridge connecting Slidell to New Orleans. Almost 900,000 people in Louisiana lost power as a result of Hurricane Katrina. Life in New Orleans. As the eye of Hurricane Katrina swept to the northeast, it subjected the city to hurricane conditions for hours. On August 29th, Katrina's storm surge caused 53 different lead breaches in greater New Orleans, submerging 80% of the city. 80% of people were submerged by water, in some places 20 feet deep. The Superdome, which was sheltering many people who had evacuated, sustained significant damage. The people had short supply of food and water. The first death reported from the city shortly before midnight on August 28th, as three nursing home patients died during an evacuation to Boston, most likely from dehydration. The extensive flooded stranded many residents who remained stranded long after Hurricane Katrina had passed. Life in Mississippi. The Gulf Coast of Mississippi suffered massive damage from the impact of Hurricane Katrina on August 29th, leaving 238 people dead, 67 missing, and billions of dollars in damage. Bridges, barges, piers, houses, and cars were washed inland. Katrina traveled up the entire state, and afterwards, all 82 cities in Mississippi were declared disaster areas for federal assistance, 47 for full assistance. Solutions. Some solutions to hurricanes may be alert and how to evacuate the area you are in. Move to a state where hurricanes do not occur. A hurricane watch indicates the possibility that a region could experience hurricane conditions within 48 hours. A hurricane warning indicates that the tropical storm force winds of at least 74 miles per hour are expected within 36 hours.